Hey guys, what's up? Chef Hamel here, and today I am going to show you how to make a absolutely delicious baked brie braid. So the first ingredient, as I'm sure you heard in the name, is brie cheese. Now, brie cheese is traditionally made with cow's milk. It is a soft ripened cheese from the Brie region in France. But the cheese that we're going to be using today is a little bit different because it is made with goat's milk. Now, goat's milk or goat cheese, as some of you may know, traditionally has more of a tangy flavor. So this is going to be the look and feel and texture and creaminess of a traditional brie cheese, but with that added tangy flavor of the goat's milk. So I'm really excited to try this out. I actually got this cheese at the Babylon Cheese Cellar that's located in Babylon Village. I am an ambassador for the store, so for about the last year and a half or so, I go in every month and I get 2 items of my choosing that I can use in a recipe, and then I am tasked with posting that recipe to social media so that customers of their store can have some added inspiration and find some creativity with the cheeses and the products that they purchase from the store. So I absolutely love doing it. I have myself been exposed to cheeses and different products that the store offers that I may not have really been exposed to previously. So this month, the item that I am highlighting is this gorgeous goat brie cheese. So I'm very excited. So today we are going to make a braid with some puff pastry, some of this beautiful goat brie, some turkey, and some apple. So the first thing we're going to do is roll our puff pastry out, which I already did. I used 1 sheet. You can get these puff pastry sheets in the freezer section of the supermarket. So I rolled one out pretty thin. You don't want it to be too thin, but you don't want it to be too thick. And when you unwrap them, usually they're very thick. So you want to make sure that you thaw it out completely and then roll it pretty thin with a rolling pin. Make sure it is not stuck to your counter. If you need to put a little bit of flour underneath, you can. The first step I'm going to do is spread on some of this aioli garlic mustard sauce from Trader Joe's. I personally love this, and I'm actually just at the bottom of the jar, so I figured I would use it up. But if you didn't want to use mustard in this, you could use a variety of different things. You could use like a sun-dried tomato spread. You could use a pesto. You could use some sort of jam, which would be really good. I have some blueberry jam and some blackberry jalapeno jam, which would go great in this recipe. But it really just depends on the flavor profile that you're looking for. Also, if you didn't have turkey, you could easily use ham. I mean, there's a lot of different variations. If you wanted to make something vegetarian, caramelized onions would go great with this brie. Some sauteed mushrooms, even like a spinach and artichoke mix would go great with this brie. Kind of depends on what you have on hand. But as long as you have puff pastry and the brie from the store, you can make any combination that you'd like. So I am going to take some of this garlic mustard aioli sauce, and I'm going to put this on the bottom. Now, my inspiration for this is kind of like that classic turkey, brie, and apple sandwich that a lot of places serve. It's kind of like one of those famous sandwiches, which I love because it has like that saltiness of the turkey and the cheese, and then the sweetness of the apple. Sometimes there's cranberry on it. I mean, it really kind of depends on if you're looking for sweeter or you're looking for savorier. Is that a word? Savorier. So I'm gonna spread this on. This is gonna kind of hold down some of the ingredients as well. So kind of got most of this. Actually, I might even go a little further out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of this puff pastry into strips, and that's going to kind of help us braid this a little bit. And the nice part about puff pastry is that even if it doesn't look perfect, once it bakes, and you egg wash it, it is gonna be delicious and look really nice regardless. So I used up the rest of this jar, which is great. Another thing out of my fridge. The next thing I am going to do, I think I'm gonna put cheese on the bottom. So this is a decent sized wheel of cheese. So you could really make 2 of these if you wanted with this giant thing of Brie. Or you can just save some like I'm gonna do and make sandwiches or something else out of it. So I'm gonna cut this, let's see. I'm gonna cut this wheel into thirds. There we go. So if you look, it has that soft, ripened exterior and that really creamy filling. I want to show you up close to see how gorgeous that is. It is so delicious. If you haven't tried Brie, I highly suggest it. You can eat it, obviously, at room temperature, you know, or chilled like this, or bake it, which is how it's traditionally served. And either way, it's absolutely so good. So I'm actually going to use the centerpiece of this Brie for this God, I can't even speak, for my braid. And I'm going to do 2 pieces side by side, kind of a decent thickness, because I want this to be really nice and cheesy. Plus the Brie is really the star of the show, so it is very creamy. As you can see, it's sticking to my knife, but that's okay. And this is going to be kind of a wider Brie, or a wider braid, I should say. So it's going to be so beautiful. So this you can serve kind of as an appetizer and slice it up, or it could be kind of more of like a main course. I'm going to have this tonight actually with a side salad, and it's going to be perfect because the turkey and the cheese kind of make it more of a well-balanced dish, you know, versus just cheese, which is nothing wrong with that. But you get some of the added protein from the turkey in it, you know, all about health. And the fruit with your apple. I'm excited. Another piece here. Beautiful. I'll maybe sneak another little piece in there if I can. And the nice thing about this is that it doesn't have to be completely perfect. There we go. Beautiful. So now, let me get a napkin. So now I'm going to add the turkey and the apples. So this is just some maple honey turkey from the supermarket. Beautiful. And I'm not going to lay it flat because I want the braid to have a little bit of height. So I'm going to kind of bunch it up, gather it up. This way I get a few nice, really nice pieces of turkey in there. Oh, this is going to be so good. I am so excited. Go, and maybe one more piece. Kind of depends on how much turkey you want in the inside, but I don't want to use all of my turkey since this is all the turkey I have in my house. Ham would be so great with this too, especially for Easter. So I have my 4 pieces of turkey on top. Now I'm going to add some gala apple that I very thinly sliced. This apple's been sitting on my counter for a while, so I am actually very excited to kind of use it up. So this is uncooked, it's raw, but it's very thinly sliced, so it's gonna probably still have a little bit of crunch once it's cooked, but that's okay. Added texture is always appreciated, and it's gonna add a really nice pop of sweetness to this recipe because the turkey and the Brie definitely are a little bit on the salty side. Plus the mustard is definitely going to give it more of a savory note. But again, if you wanted this to be sweeter, and then if you added some sort of jam or jelly, that would be delicious too. Like fig jam would be great with this. My fig jam was sadly gone bad, so I couldn't use it. But I'm more of a savory person myself, so I'm really excited for the mustard aspect of this. It's really like a turkey brie sandwich. So that looks good, perfect. So now, let me move all this aside. Now, let me actually get another knife. Now we have to do the braiding. So the first thing you want to do is curl up the ends. It's going to hold it all together. And now we need to make our little slits in the sides that we're going to essentially braid or fold over. So I like to go kind of on a diagonal so that they're a little prettier. Kind of about an inch thickness. Good. I could always go back and kind of fix my cuts if I need to. The Babylon Cheese Cellar right now has curbside pickup, so if you wanted to place your order ahead of time, you can, and it will be waiting for you. Another thing I should have mentioned, actually trim this piece a little so it's a little prettier looking. There we go. Alrighty. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to go piece by piece on either side, and you're just going to overlap them like a braid, but even easier. Yeah, this is going to be so gorgeous. I'm so excited. All right, I'm going to go either side just like that. Overlapping. And then what we're going to do is once we are all done overlapping these, we are going to give it a really nice coating of egg wash so it's really nice and shiny on the outside. So that is beautiful. Let me get a spatula. And I'm going to transfer this to a prepared baking sheet with some parchment paper. Actually, maybe I don't even need the spatula. There we go. Beautiful. And I have my egg here. And I'm actually going to use the same brush that I did, pastry brush that I did for my mustard. This way a little bit of mustard gets on the top of it with my egg wash, which I think will be really nice and give it that added mustardy flavor. And you don't have to do the egg wash if you don't have eggs, but the egg wash definitely gives it a little bit of a shiny exterior, which is really, really pretty. And it kind of holds some of the puff pastry together. If you didn't have the egg, you could use like a little bit of milk or even a little bit of honey, just a little bit of something on the outside just to give it a little bit of shine. So it always looks prettier. And this is going to go into a 375-degree oven until the puff pastry is completely golden brown and cooked through. Because the fillings, for the most part, they'll be nice and warm, and the cheese will get really nice and melty, and the apples will cook through a little bit, and it is just going to be so delicious. So once I am done with this, I am going to show you the finished product. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is our finished baked Brie Braid. It came out absolutely amazing. It looks so good. So let me give you a close-up here so you can see. It is nice and golden brown and shiny and delicious. It baked for about 35 minutes in a 375-degree oven until it was really nice and golden brown on the outside. One thing that I wanted to mention is that after you take this out of the oven, it should rest for about 10 to 15 minutes, just so that the cheese can set, because it is going to be very gooey and chewy and oozy if you cut into it right away. So you want to really make sure that that rests so that it can set. This would be an absolutely great dish to serve for Easter or any special occasion, or even just for dinner on a regular night with a side salad like I have here. It would be great with some vegetables because it's really nice and light, even though the cheese and the turkey are very salty, and the puff pastry is kind of more of like a carb. It's very nice and light, which is good, and I think this would be a dish that anybody would like. And like I said, there are a lot of different variations that you can do to this dish if you don't have these ingredients on hand. So I will put the recipe in the description below, and if you have any questions at all, please comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And make sure you check out the Babylon Cheese Cellar that is located in the Babylon Village. They are offering curbside pickup right now, and all of their menu options are available on their website, or you can look at their social media accounts to see what else they have available. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you soon.